Hello everyone, let's continue on the sequence bit design. In the last video, we designed the whole system for the drill station, right? Include the drill and the clamp. And we designed this system by using two design helpers or tools. First one is a displacement diagram. So we analyze the movement of drill and clamp, and we specify the home position for the machine and the sequence of the tooling. Based on that, we start to design a chart. Right? On this chart, we include the home position and all the sequence bits. We use 4 of them, and because the sequence includes 4 of them, so we design each movement by one single row. Right? Each row in the chart represent one of the sequence and depend on the sequence base. And also in the software, in the program, we will update the status. Right? So then you can see that that's very important before we start the coding process. And after that, based on this chart, we design the ladder logic row by row. Right? So first, based on this row, we design this logic on there, and then after that, the second row, there's another part of logic. Right? That's the second part, and then the third part, and this is the last row. Right, the last part of the program. So on this video, I will start with a demo. Right. Okay, so on this Studio 5000 project file, I already entered all the logics. You can see here that's sequence 1, 3 rounds, 1, 2, 3, and start from here. That's the sequence 2, the 3 rounds, exactly the same as what we designed on the slide, right? 1, 2, 3 for sequence 3 and sequence 4. All right. So if you look at on the top, all these 4 sequence bits are 0 at the beginning, but it won't start just because over here is waiting for the station cycle start. From here you can see it's not in the auto mode, either on the auto mode or manual mode, right? Because if you look at on the HMI on here, so station is in the neutral state. It's just power up. It's not in it's either in the auto mode nor on the manual mode. All right. So let's look at the station routine. So this is a station routine, as we talked before. Either of the mode is being energized. The station is not home. You can see here the sensor. None of the sensor is on. Right? It's just because the simulation reason it's just showing somewhere in the middle. Right? And cycle start is not made. Right? So it's just power on. Right? So that's just normally in this situation, the operator will press manual button to set it into manual mode. So you can see here with manual mode, if we press this button, we will turn the manual mode on. So because I pressed the button, you can see here the manual mode is on. So once I'm in the manual mode, if you remember in the tooling sequence, for each output we have 2 branches. There's one branch with the manual mode, right? For all the 4 sequence, they all have the manual mode branch. On the machine, of course, I want to raise the drill up, right, up to the top position. So operator has a raise drill button that corresponds. Let's go on the logic. Should be on the drill retract output. So that's here. Drill retract output, retract to the top. Manual mode is made, so as long as that, if I press and hold this button, the output will turn on. Right, so that's tried. That's over here. I'm going to press this button by doing this. So you can see the drill. You can see that movement on here. Right? I stop in the middle because I just want to see that you need to hold the button in order to reach to the position. When I release it, it just stop. Right? It's totally depend on the operator, the button operation. Right? And over here, I also want you to see in the design, I add a feature with the home station home button, and same thing for the clamp extend output. Right? So manual mode, if I press the button, I can extend the clamp manually, or I can also use one button, the same button for the station home to drive both tooling to the home position. And I add actual condition on here, so that means the clamp will not move until the drill move back to home. So that corresponds to this button, right? So if I press this button, you will see the drill start to move to go to the home position, and only after that the clamp will start to move. So I'm going to press and hold this button. Again, you have to press and hold it. So you can see the drill retract output turn on, right? Because the simulation delay, and in the same time, right now you can see the clamp go back to the home position. You see some of the delay on the HMI is just because I add some timer delay on the simulation, and also in the same time when right now I'm running a lot of software in the same time, it will drag down the speed of my my computer, my laptop. But anyway, right now you can see over here it shows station home. If we look at the station routine, it exactly shows here it's controlled by this, right? Checking the position of your tooling. So once you station homed, you're ready to start. Right? Of course, you can add more conditions, but over here I just want to make the process simple. So we want to cycle. You need to press the button to make the request. So once you make the request, this will bypass the button, so you can release the button. Right? So that's what we will do. We will first switch into auto mode. It's in the auto now, and press cycle start. Once I press cycle start, you can see here this button is being sealed, and then request is energized, and that request carry on onto the next run. And right now, if we want to start the cycle, it's just waiting for one condition, which is part present. So if we load the part, the cycle start will be energized. Once cycle start energized, remember on the very top of your tooling, this will start the whole motion. So everything will start by this bit. Right. So let's go back here, load the part, you'll see here. And once we have a cycle start going on, the tooling will go through the 4 different sequence we designed. And later on, I'm going to talk about this cycle complete. Right? Remember, I talk about this part present a little bit. Right? So let's just load the part first. Load the part. You can see here, cycle start energized. Then go into the cycle here. It's being made. And clamp retract, we miss it. Yeah, over here you can see drill extend, the drill retract output. Right now drill is retract, right? So, and then clamp extend. You will see extend output turn on, the drill open up. And in the same time, from the HMI you can see both drill cycled, clamp cycled, and part finished, ready. Right? So it might a little bit too fast. Alright, so you didn't get a chance to look at that. I'm going to let you look at the demo again. Alright, but over here it's just I want you to look at here. Go back to the station on the cycle part. We have the cycle start. Right? So right now both tooling finish the cycle, and station home. And here is the condition. If we don't have this right now, this cycle complete will be energized. Once cycle complete energized, this one will be true, and that will unlatch those two cycle beds. Okay. So on the previous video, I mentioned this. This is crucial to avoid the cycle repeat. So if we don't have this, these two will be cleared to 0. Once we clear to 0, you can see on here, if we go all the way to the tuning on the top, and these two will become true if they are 0. Right now you can see the value is 1, right? Because we have the condition in there. If we don't, both of them will become 0 and both instructions will become true. Then you will have the cycle repeat immediately, which we don't want it, right? So because we haven't picked the part yet. So this is the part I talk about on the slide, and then on the demo. Now you can see that in real motion now. And okay, so we finished the first part. I'm gonna pick the part. So once I pick the part, what happens here is this one will become true. Right? Part present right now is 1, is true. If I pick the part present, the tag value become 0. The instruction become true. Then cycle complete become true, and this one true, and then reset. Once you reset, everything go back to 0. The tooling will ready to go. But if you go back here, because you pick the part, this will break the cycle start. So you won't cycle without a part. Right? So that's what happened very quickly. Alright, so once I pick the part, you will see what happened here. Okay, so the part disappeared, cycle start de-energized. And then in the same time, cycle complete become true, and that clear both tags on here to 0. When they become 0 now, you can see those conditions will become false. That's why you don't see cycle complete turn on. Right? It only turn on for once PLC scan. So that's the brief reset on the logic. Right now it's just waiting for the part present. So that's where I'm going to load the part. Then we will go into let's switch to there right now. Going to the tooling. Right, so then we can look at the sequence again. Right now it's just sequence 1 is just waiting for the cycle start. Cycle start is just waiting for the load part. So once I load the part, you should see the clamp retract output to turn on. Then I will move down to the different sequence so you can see the whole routine again. Let's load the part. So you can see this one turn on. Right. At the same time, you can see the animation, the clamp close, then the drill extend, turn on, drill come down. Then the drill recheck will become true. The drill will go up, right, a little bit lagging on the demo, but you can still see that. And after that, the clamp will extend. Open up the clamp, you finish the second part. Alright, so that's the whole demo on the design we had. Alright, so I'm going to pick the part, reset everything. Right. So let me go back to the slide. What I'm going to do is that okay, let me here. We're going to do an exercise. So in the lab, I'm going to ask you to design different sequence. Over here on this video, we're going to start to design this together. I'm going to show you how to do that, but in the lab, you have to do it by yourself by different sequence. So we're going to redefine this machine, the operation of this machine. So the home position will become clamp retract. So that means the clamp will go back, and the drill extend. The drill will all the way down to here. So it's a weird, doesn't make a whole sense with the common operation, but we just use this as the exercise purpose. Right? And the tooling sequence also is different. You can see here, the drill will retract to the top first, then come down again, and the clamp will open and close again. So for that, we have to draw the displacement on this. We can see here, displacement, the drill home position will be at extend, the clamp at retract, and the movement is all different from what we see before. And the drill will retract first, then go back to extend. The clamp doesn't move at all for the first two sequences. From sequence 3, the clamp will extend and then retract and finish the cycle. Alright, so I'm going to show you on the this HMI. I have this part of logic already finished. Let me just call this subroutine. Alright, so you can see here. Go to menu. Alright, so go to menu. It's not home. I'm not going to show you the program. I just want you to focus on the movement. Alright, right now it's in the manual, but it's not homed. Alright, so I have to home the station by pressing and hold the button. So this time you can see both tooling. I didn't add a sequence, but I want both to move at the same time. Right. So right now you can see home is made, but it's in a very strange position. The clamp is at retract. You see here, clamp at retract. Right. So that's retract position. The drill at extend, that's extend position. So that's the home. All right. And once it's homed, I can put it into auto mode. Right. And now I can make request to cycle. Cycle start is already make request, and then I can just load the part. Once I load the part, the tooling sequence will follow this. The drill will retract and then extend. So the drill will go up and come down. The clamp will open and close, then finish the cycle. Right. Again, very strange operation, but it's just for practice purpose. For exercise. Alright, let's load the part. So the drill start at beginning and then raise up to the top. Then come down immediately. So that's over here right now. So after that, the clamp will start to extend. That's retract, then clamp start to extend. Then after that, the final step, clamp retract. Once go there, the clamp will cycle, turn on, and then part ready. So we finish one part, one cycle. And then I pick the part, clear out all the sequence. Then when I load the second part, I don't even need to press the cycle start, right? It's already request. So load the part, and that sequence will continue to repeat itself. So the drill retract to the top, then come down immediately, and followed by the clamp movement, open and close. Okay, so once both cycled, then part ready. So I can pick the part, then everything is done. If I loaded third part, that's going to repeat forever, right? So continue to repeat. All right. So let's go back to here. How do we design this system? All right. Again, same thing. You can see here with this modified sequence, we have to design that by the help of two. One is the diagram, the other one is the chart. Right? At least over here, right? So the home position is C minus D plus. So we can write down here C minus D plus. In the lab, I'm going to give you this. You're going to repeat this design process, but on totally different sequence. The tooling sequence, again, D minus, D plus, and C plus, and C minus. Alright, so this is the home position and tooling sequence. Then let's start work on the diagram on here. I already draw that so you can understand the process. Then based on that, remember we talk about which memory bits we use, right? That totally depends on the home position. The home position for clamp, C is clamp, is retract, right? You can see here clamp is retract. Sometime in the process we have to extend, so that's where we need to memorize, right? So that's why we have to include this in there. So that's we need to write down here extend. Yeah, I shouldn't draw that for you. You should figure out this by yourself, right? But we can just use the result here. So always include both cycle here. We just need to choose this. So for drill, it's different story. Drill home position is extended. So sometime in there we have to retract the drill. So that's why we need to memorize it. So we need to have retract memory here. Okay, so we have the chart ready to go, and then we can work row by row, fill in this chart. So obviously at the beginning they all start with 0, right? And once we finish, we need to update the sequence bit. The update is totally depends on the motion, the action take, right? So because on this row we want to retract the drill, so at the end that's why we want set the drill dot retract memory. Right, so because that's the action, the result of the first sequence. So as a result of this drill retract memory bit will become 1 now. All the other 3, we haven't changed them yet, right? So that's the second row. So another word, this full bits combination is the prerequisite for this action, and this action will change the update, and that update will make change on this sequence bit, and then this particular combination will be the prerequisite for this action, and this action in turn will update the sequence bit. Alright, it's really hard for me to draw a very clear design on this, but you understand the process now, right? So if we go to the next slide, that's the finished sequence here. You can see over here, that's the part we finished, right? So, and then over here, that's the requirement. Okay. Now, how do we use this? How do we use this, everything here, to design the ladder logic? Right. That's the part I want to help you to show you some of the technique if you want, right? So we can save some time a little bit. All right. So we don't need a demo, but I can leave there. All right. I'll just make this window smaller on the side, so as long as we can see it. So now I go back to here because I need to make a lot of changes. Alright, so that's why I can go offline now. So we can in the lab, I'm going to ask you to type in this part to make the regular sequence, right? This is the regular sequence. Make this routine first, then we can make a copy of this. So this is R062, R062, that's this one. So that's this routine. I can make a copy and paste. So if I paste here, you will see this one. That's a copy of this 62. I can make this one, make change on this one. Alright, so to be clear, I just go back here, close all the windows, and open this one. That's the copy we just made. Alright, and save it before we lose anything on there. Alright. So the technique I want to show you is that how do you rearrange them? This is the regular sequence we design at the beginning, right? So now we want to modify this existing according to this. This is the sequence we want to do. Okay. Sorry about it. I have to show you the station as well. Let's make that first. All right. Remember the station here. So I'll make a copy of this. Copy and paste. Okay. So that's over here. 61 station 1. Yeah, that's open here. So this is the old station routine. All right. Remember that home position is the clamp extend drill retract, but right now the home position is clamp retract and drill extend. So we have to change the definition of the home. These two rungs we don't have to change. We just need to change this. So if you just change to the opposite here. So the home position will be clamp retract minus, and the drill extend. So that will be exam off, and the drill will be exam on. Exam on with extend property. So you have to remember to change the station home definition first. Then for the rest of the station logic, you don't need to make any change. Right? The only thing you want to change with the station routine is the definition of your home. So now we go back to the sequence here, tooling sequence. Tooling sequence, we want to have the D retract at D minus first. So drill retract. So according to the old one, sequence 1 is clamp retract. Right? So that's not what we want. Right? So we want to so we add a here. Yeah. So we add a empty run at the beginning, so we can insert in front of here. So this is not what we want first. We want to have a D minus, the drill retract. So the drill retract is here. Drill retract output. Remember, 3 runs is one sequence, right? So we have to click this and press and hold Shift on the keyboard and click here. So you select these 3 runs, right? So once you select this, you can Control X, cut them, then go here, paste them, Control V. So you move the drill retract to the first one. Then followed by that, that should be, and that's insert here. Alright, so that's the first one. Then followed by that will be the drill extend. So we need to look for drill extend. Drill extend. Drill extend is right here. Alright, so this is old sequence 2, right? Same thing. We'll move that to I wonder if I can drag that directly. So I select these 3 rounds, then yeah, let me see if I can drag it. Looks like I can do that. Okay, so keep going, just right at the empty round here, drag here. Okay, so I can drag 3 rounds together. So you can see we have the drill retract as the first one, drill extend as the second one, then followed by the clamp. Okay, the clamp, the next one, clamp extend, but over here we have clamp retract. Right, so that's a different one. We have to flip this 2 sequence. Right, so again, click this number 10, press and hold shift, and click 12. So you select these 3 rounds, then we have to drag this to the top, to here, right here. Okay, so then so we don't need this empty run anymore, right? So the clamp retract is the last sequence. We can delete this. Right? Of course, you can find a different way to reorganize them. So that's my first suggestion, to arrange the output according to the new sequence you want. Because every 3 rounds it's 1 sequence, you have to move them as one group. Then after that, we have to change the sequence bit now. Right now, because the first round they all 0. Right now you can see they are all 0. So this supposed to change to exam off. For all of them, exam off, exam off. Right. But remember that it's not enough, because this is the first sequence. Right. Remember that we had here the old sequence 1. That's the comments. Right. You have to change it after, but that was the old one. Remember that it has a actual cycle start at the beginning. So we can cut that. Right click, you can cut. So you don't need for the new sequence over there, but we do need here. We can paste here. We add on here. Right. So let me see what we need on here. We don't need any change on round number 2. Alright. Maybe need to change the home button later on, but that's different concern. Right. Now I need to look at here. For this one, we supposed to set the drill retract memory. You can see here. Right. So that's the update. We're supposed to set the drill retract memory. Right. And we don't need this one. Delete on that. We're supposed to, because that's the old sequence, right? So we need to latch the drill retract. That's the requirement for this. And drill retract memory. That's right. Sequence is right. Only difference here, that's not right. So remember that we have to change this to here. This is the first sequence. Then let's look at the second sequence. The second sequence is supposed to be extend the drill. Right? Extend drill we already moved into place, but the combination is different. It's supposed to be both clamps should be extend. Let me see here. Yeah, I made a mistake here. You can see, even though the instruction is right, but the sequence bit is different. Right? This is extend, clamp extend memory, but that's the old one. Right? So we also have to change this to extend memory. And clamp cycle is there, and also drill retract. because we use different memory bit now, so we have to change this. So I forgot to make change on the first one yet, and this one, if you want, you can change that. This is supposed to be new sequence 1 now. Alright, and so that's what we need to do with sequence 2 on there. So if you want, you can even do this. Yeah, let's just go by over here. So we want to do clamp extend memory. And so again, because it's 0, I have to use exam off, and that tag has to also change to extend memory. Or you can just directly copy and paste to here. Right? It's up to you. This one is right, and this one is not right. Right? So this time, I'm going to the tag is wrong, right? So I can Control C on here, or I don't even do it. I can drag the tag name, change to here, and now because it's 1, remember here it's 1, so we have to change this to exam on to get logic true. And cycle bit is 0. Again, this doesn't have to change. The wrong number 2, it doesn't have to change on that. And this one, you can see here, set the cycle and reset the retract memory. So that's what we need to do with this list run. All right. So for list run, if you remember what we have before, I need to go here, over here. So that's the part I talked about a little bit at the first one, but now I need to emphasize this. So when you launch the memory bit at cycle start, right? So that's what we did on here, right? Memory bit, cycle start. But when you launch the cycle bit, you need to use the memory bit as one of the condition, right? So okay, so with this we have to memory bit. That's the result on here, right? So drill retract memory, drag to here. Then drill extend drill retract proxy, and that doesn't need to change. But over here, the result, we need set to latch the drill cycle bit. So instead of this, we need to change the cycle bit. Right. In the same time, clear reset the memory bit. You see here, that's latch. Then over here we have to unlatch it. Right. You can put it into series or you can put it into parallel. Doesn't matter. Right. So it doesn't matter which way you do. So over here you can just unlatch the memory bit here. Okay. So sequence right now, this one is supposed to be 3. That's supposed to be clamp extend. Clamp extend is there. We already reordered that sequence, right? And for this, same thing. The combination of the sequence bit has to be changed. All right. So we have 0, 0, 0, 1. All right. So this one's supposed to be exam off. And that's supposed to be extend memory bit. And drill cycle. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we need. You can see here, that's true. Same as before, we don't need, maybe we need to look at the home position, home button a little bit, but not for now. All right, we need to focus on the sequence bit. For this update, we need to set the clamp extend memory. The clamp extend memory supposed to be enlarged, clamp, extend memory. And then this is the old one, we don't need, delete. And for here, we need to add the cycle start. Remember, whenever we need to enlarge the memory bit, we need to have a cycle start. So I need to get the cycle start. Where's the cycle start? It's here. We can Control C. Control V. We don't need this anymore. Here. Alright. So we finish here. So the next one, which is the last sequence, right? So 1 0 0 1. So the clamp extend memory. Clamp extend memory is 1. So we have to change to exam on. Clamp cycle is 0, exam off is good. Then the drill retract memory. Drill retract memory should be 0. Instruction is good. Then the tag value change to retract memory. And then cycle should be 2. Then it's 1 right now, right here, right? So we change to exam on. So the sequence bit match up. This 4. That's good. Then over here, the update here, we need to set the cycle and also reset clamp extend memory. Right. This one supposed to be the clamp cycled. So that's the old one, clamp cycled on there. And then if you want, you can add a in series, right? Enlarge, which is the clamp extend memory. So we can do it on here. So that's why I prefer branch clamp extend memory. We finish here, but the condition is wrong. Condition, we need to have the extend memory at the beginning, not here. And then clamp retract. So I think that's it. That's good. All right. So this is what I go through the tooling sequence. Then come back here. We can look at the home position. Home supposed to be clamp retract and drill extend. So this is not right. So we need to cut here. Clamp extend. I will just leave for a little bit. So drill extend is what we want set at home, right? So over here, that's why we can put a parallel branch. Then we can drag this into here, and this we don't need anymore. So we finish one home button on here, and with the clamp we want to have a retract. So clamp retract output is here. So that's the button. So home button is here, right? So we need to move that into this location. So if you want, you can even go here, cut level, and paste, and delete this. Then you finish here. Okay, so I wish I can demonstrate the motion after I download, but that will take a very long time. Right now my laptop is running very slow. All right. So if you do a very good job on this, you should have the correct action. If not, you know how to troubleshoot, right? That will be good opportunity for you to practice troubleshooting, right? You just need to play with the HMI simulation and then watch the result on the Studio 5000, then make a change. The other thing we didn't change is the comments, right? That's confusing now. So maybe you want to fix that a little bit, right? But anyway, this is one demo, one suggestion I gave to you, right? So to order those full sequence first, then that will make your life easier. So you only make a few changes, then you can match up this modified sequence, right? Again, in the lab, you will have a totally different sequence to practice on. All right, good luck.